take us through the headlines from this white paper?
Yes, as you said, it's 98 pages long, so there's a lot of detail in here. But at its heart is this proposal, which actually it's been briefed now for a couple of days, for a new free trade area between Britain and the European Union, covering goods, so everything from cars and airplane wings to food. And that means Britain's effectively going to stay in the single market, or is proposing to stay in the single market for goods, but it wants to break free on the question of services. That's the lion's share of the British economy, about 80%, and that of course includes financial services. And it says in the document that the British government accepts it's going to be harder for Britain and the EU to access each other's services markets, though that means banking as well. So this also supposedly frees Britain up to strike new trade deals around the world in the area of services. Now, bear in mind, of course, that trade deals in services are kind of rare. They tend to be around goods as well. So maybe that point is a little bit academic. But it's going to be very controversial, this question about splitting the single market access between goods and services. We've heard it repeatedly from the European side that that is impossible, that the four freedoms of the European Union single market are indivisible. So we're going to have to wait and see how they react on that front. The other key thing to look at is the question of the Irish border. You know, this idea of a free trade area is supposed to solve that problem, but the document today has nothing new to add on the question of solving the deadlock that is in the negotiations around Ireland. That's on this question of a backstop agreement, which is what to fall back on to prevent a border if talks collapse. That's been a huge sticking point in getting to a withdrawal agreement. Nothing new in the document to say on that. Right now, Dominic Raab, who's the new Brexit secretary, who's taken over from David Davis, who quit at the weekend. He's standing up in Parliament at the moment, laying out the details as well. I think what we should look to now is what the reaction is going to be, not only from the Europeans, but also from the fractious different ends of Mrs May's own party. There are lots of things in there that the Brexiteers aren't going to like. She admits in there that the European Court of Justice is going to continue to have some influence in the area of regulations on goods. There's a hint in there about freedom of movement, saying maybe we could negotiate some preferential treatment. That is hinted at. That's going to go down very badly as well. So, you know, this is going to be a very controversial proposal, and we're going to have to see how it plays out in the days ahead.